and welcome to A Pair of Dice Lost podcasting channel. My name is Brendan, my pronouns are he, him, and I'll be your storyteller for this game about living gods on the wrong side of the law. Joining me for this game is...
Hey there, guys. My name is Tyler. Pronouns are he, him. I'm going to be playing Riki, the fire-aspected street exorcist.
Hi, everybody. My name's Christina. I will be playing Elion. My pronouns are she, her, and Elion's pronouns are they, them. They are a water-aspected investigator.
Hi, everyone. My name's Cody. Pronouns are he, they, and I play Amalar Divine, the air-aspected shady businessman.
Hi, my name is Britt, and my pronouns are she and her. I play a wood aspect named Rush Ferris, who has a ferret familiar named Zeke. Together, they specialize in archery, larceny, and dance.
Hi, I'm Michaela, she, her, and I'll be playing Tirali of House Regara, an Earth-aspected leader of a small military force known as the Tyrants, who cooks the books for the gang.
And this is Exalted, like a dragon-blooded. Act 3, 100 Kingdoms, 100 Heresies.
Elion's just gonna sip their tea and put it down. Well, that's hopefully going to be a boon to aid us with things.
Hopefully. I believe in you.
That's appreciated.
He sets down some change on the table and looks over to the guy at the end and goes, "Hey! Spears like grass, can you get over here? I brought the person that you wanted to see." He stands up. Sorry about this, General. This guy did ask me to bring you to him, and I did want to have a little chat with the both of you. You know, it's real rare that I get to actually chat with two people that I look up to as much. But had to get some work done as well.
You know you're always free to find me. I just don't always know where I'll be.
Oh, I'm sure I'll find you. I picked that up a little bit from you, you know? Real good at finding people.
And I'm just gonna kind of smile a little bit.
By the way, do you need me to help you find someone? While the general here has a little meeting?
I do need to go find Vanif Seek. All I know is that they're in the Temple District, sampling some food, so presumably they should be around here somewhere. But if you'd like to come with me to go and aid in my endeavor in finding them, that would be helpful.
She nods and looks over to Tirali and kind of like pats her on the shoulder. Anything else you orders on me? Or, well, I guess on this guy coming over. And coming over across the table is a 8-foot tall grass man. The best way that I can put it is this guy looks like that he is literally made of grass. There are like the skin and everything is kind of not skin, I'm sorry. The grass is kind of articulating in a humanoid fashion or simulacrum of human fashion as it kind of like comes closer to you, and you can see on the kind of tipping what would pass for hair is like multiple spearheads coming out of it, and his face is kind of this is like this bark mask that looks like that he has put on top of over his face with a genuine but weird looking smile. This man comes over and sits down in front of you, Tirali, and goes, "Hello, Regara Tirali of the Tyrants," bows his head. "It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I am Blades Like Grass. May I sit with you? I have a proposal."
She'll kind of narrow her gaze at him a little. Not that she's distrustful of all strangers, she's just not used to people coming up to her, not always looking approachable. Yeah, you can have a seat.
So Spears Like Grass sits down with you and just kind of goes, "Thank you very much. I am one of the local war gods, Spears Like Grass. I have a vested interest in some of the ongoing conflicts in the 100 Kingdoms, just due south of here. I was wondering if your people and yourself might be for hire."
We are taking bids for work. We're selective, but we're listening to offers.
Fantastic. Then I have an offer for you. Recently, in the 100 Kingdoms, our scheduled conflicts have been interrupted by a sudden influx of, I don't want to call them refugees, but I can't think of another word in your tongue that fits what the fair folk from out east have become. They've set up a small area that was at one point to be our next battleground. Now that they are there, they are causing all kinds of, he thinks for a moment, conflict and problems, none of which had been scheduled by the divine.
Where are these refugees from?
The Far East, out near the pole of wood. They are fair folk. What that you would call wild mutants, not mutants. I mean, while they do have a cadre of them with them, they are the way that we call it is cataphracts. He just kind of starts listing names of like fairies and that kind of thing.
And what sort of conflicts have they been bringing?
The kind that is interfering with our scheduled other conflicts in the 100 Kingdoms. You see, the gods keep us very busy, keeping the 100 Kingdoms from growing too large or too small. It's a vested interest for the Bureau of Wars. Nothing so grand as for you to actually be concerned about. What that I need is for you to go in and forcefully relocate the fair folk by any means necessary. They're causing issues.
Sure. That's probably something we could manage. Besides, I got a new kid on the roster I'd like to see in action.
He writes down basically like a location and then hands it to you, and then hands you like a time and date, which basically gives you essentially he expects this done within the next 2 months. He looks to you and he goes, "They need to be cleared out before this time passes. If not, then the scheduled battle at that time will undoubtedly be interrupted by their wild energies. This will not prove useful in the coming wars to be. Should you be able to take care of them, obviously anything from their area that you can scavenge is yours by right of conquer. And anything else that, no, I figure that you should probably be paid more than simply that. What would you like? A favor from a god of war, or I have trinkets and many things from my conquests?"
Given the nature of my line of work, I feel like a a god favor might be beneficial.
He nods to you. Then consider it done. Spears like grass will bless you and yours. Should you be able to finish this?
Tirali will look down again at that time and date, being ever cocky and confident in her tyrant's abilities. Looks like we'll have plenty of time to kill between now and then.
I look forward to it. I wouldn't stay in the Temple District too long, though. Your reputation precedes you. You do have one of the largest mercenary companies that Great Forks has seen in quite a while. Other gods of war might come up and ask you for more favors. And it would be, well, I'll let you decide on whose favor that you take and not. He bows his head again. I appreciate it. Next time that you and yours come through, food's on me. I hope that you enjoyed the noodles.
Oh, that's good to know. My men always love nudes on the house.
Ha 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 ha. And he just kind of heads on off. Tirali, do you continue to linger after that delicious lunch, yada yada? Do you continue to linger in the Temple District, or do you take his advice and head on out a little bit early?
Out of game question, can you have more than one god's favor?
Yes, you can.
I mean, before a battle, carbo loading's not a bad thing, right?
No, it's not.
The pho was light and delicious, but it is a lighter meal. I might see if there's a dessert bar nearby.
Let me think. I am thinking I'm trying to literally find like gods of war.
I mean, if we need to circle back to that, we can always swing the camera to someone else while Tirali gets her meal buffet going.
Right? Okay, here's my question for you. This is going to be a very weird question. How long do you stay in the Temple District, and what direction do you face?
Which direction I face, I guess, would depend kind of on what time is it. So, did the noonday stranger invite us to a lunch or an early dinner?
The Noonday Stranger invited you guys to a lunch.
I assume sun travel is the same in creation as here. Point is, Tirali would be facing away from the sun, so her vision is not obscured, so she can see dangers coming from around her.
Okay, so not facing the west. Good choice. So east, north, or south?
East.
Okay. Facing east, you go a little bit further in to the Temple District. You eventually make it to a large building that has what essentially looks like an ice cream shop, and the sign on it has a cow or maybe a bull's head on it. And it looks like this bull is wearing kind of like a red cape and is licking the ice cream excitedly in its hand. Do you go in?
Yeah, I'll go into the Red Bull ice cream store.
Okay. Going into the Red Bull ice cream store, you can see that there are a lot of soldiers here just kind of hanging out, and eating dairy treats and just kind of enjoying themselves. And when you enter, the commotion of the day kind of stops. They look at you. You can see about 20 people's eyes on you, kind of assessing you for a moment, and then they go back to their normal thing. You can see that there is a man behind the counter serving ice cream, and he is wearing a large bull's head costume. It is obviously goofy and paper mache looking, but it's got like this really nice looking cow ring through like the nose at the end of it. And he looks to you and he goes, "Oh, hey, welcome to the shop. What can I get for you?"
I was just looking for a nice light treat after having a cup of pho. What would you recommend?
A nice treat. So are you looking for like a drink, a cream, or like a cake?
A cake sounds good.
Oh, a whole cake, huh? All right. He kind of like he looks through like his inventory real quick, and he opens it up and he pulls out this very large like strawberry cake. Like on a platter, he puts it down and it's like this red with like strawberries on top of it, with some like other berries like blueberries and other stuff that's and other like just basically berry flavors that are going to like add to a nice mixture of sweet and fruity. And he sets it down and he goes, "Yeah, this is the bride's berry blend. It's one of our most popular items."
She'll raise an eyebrow. Bride's berry?
Yeah, bridesberry. You've never had bridesberry before?
Can't say that I have.
Wild. I thought that he just kind of like motions at you and he's like, you got like the whole tan thing going on. I assumed that you were from the South. Bridesberry grows all the way across the South. It's a delicacy up here, you know. Sorry for assuming.
It's fine, I suppose. Do you got some cutlery that I could use, please?
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you to eat it with your hands. I just didn't want you to like, I don't know, like tell me no before I gave you a nice fork and everything.
I mean, I asked for your recommendation. I'm gonna trust it.
Fair enough. He gets you like a knife and a fork. And did you just want a piece of the whole cake?
That is to be determined. We'll start with a slice, though.
Fair enough. He goes and cuts you off a slice and then puts it on a plate and hands it to you with a fork and everything. That'll be one small favor.
I'm sorry, your payments are in favors?
Well, yeah. How else that's the only listen. I know that it's a little bit weird, but that's really the only real currency in the world, that and prayer. So like
Sure. One small favor it is.
all right, cool. Next time that you're in the South, whenever that's going to be, or at least south of here, when you're in a fight, just raise a fist and give praise to Atlat. That's all that we ask.
She's kind of mouth agape, just a little stunned. Yeah, I can do that. Just one person has to raise the fist for.
Yeah, just oh, I'm so sorry. I misspoke. I meant a lot. I actually misspelled the name and misspoke.
You know, Atlat, Avatar, the last airbending tyrant.
Yeah, a lot. You give some praise to a lot, and you're all good to go. Michaela, if you would like to make me an intelligence and occult roll, now would be the time to do that. Yeah, 4 successes. Tirali, as that they mention a lot to you, you immediately recognize that you are in a bar devoted to a lot. The Southern God of War. He looks like that. He's a really buff cowman with horns and a red cape. You also, with those 4 successes, know that a lot also has a group of divine warrior women that are devoted to him and are known as some of the best fighters in all of the South. They are known as the Brides of a Lot. Thus, where that the bride's-berry cake comes from. It's a joke.
Marvelous.
Yeah, and then if you wanted to do any other work for us, this is a good place to go in case that you need some work down south, or just slightly south of here. There's a lot to the south of here. We're kind of in the middle, not a whole lot to the north.
Like, it's in a lot of places.
Yeah, he gets to a lot of places. Also, he's got a lot of jobs. Also, Michaela, from your knowledge with Occult 4, rumor has it that a lot was not always the god of war. That he might have been something else previously. This was not his first job.
So a lot sounds familiar. Wasn't there something they did previously? Like, I feel like I've come across that in some readings before. Somewhere. Or maybe one of my men were talking about it.
I mean, to my knowledge, he's always been the god of war in the South. He deals with all of his stuff down there. Good person to have in your favor, though, in case you're going to go get in a fight in the South, though.
And so that's the best way to get in touch is just that salute, huh?
Just that salute and dedicating this fight to a lot. That's about the best you can do. Outside of, going over to like one of his brides or something and getting his attention that way.
And out of curiosity, how much would it be for the whole cake?
For the whole cake? Well, you'd have to devote an entire war to a lot.
Is there a scale of that war?
I don't know, like if you took over a city, I guess that would work, and devoted that battle to a lot.
That seems like a lot for just a cake.
It's a really good cake. Plus, I hear that if you eat it, a lot favors you. Like, if you yell and like he knows that you've eaten it, and he like, some people say that sometimes he like confers like divine power to you. I haven't seen it happen myself, but that's just like some old wives' tale or something.
An old bride's tale? All right. Tirali will take a bite of the one slice that she already has before she commits to the cake. Is it a good cake? Is it nice?
It's delightful. It is, as far as that cakes go, even Manami would have trouble matching up to this. Something about the way that everything meshes together, specifically with you, kind of resonates. Like that you can feel like that you can feel like that this would be a great treat to have while that you were, say, poring over maps and preparing for battle.
Yes. Oh, that hits the spot. That is a good cake. You were not wrong. It's settled. I'll take the whole cake. Thank you.
He nods and kind of like packs it up for you. All right, then. Now you're going to want to make sure that you don't really. I'm sure that you noticed when you ate the other cake, but or when you ate the slice, that it gives you a real nice feeling, right? You're going to want to make sure. So long as this bit's on top of this bit, stays good. Just don't open it up until you need a slice.
Can do. Keep it packaged till needed. Wonderful.
Exactly. He hands you the cake. Find a good city to take over. A lot really likes that kind of stuff. Really gets on his rival's side. Michaela, I will let you know that for the future, whenever that you are about to engage in mass combat, and we are going to engage using the war system, if you want to take a bite of cake, I will give you. We will roll a d10, and no, that could be too much. That could be actually game breaking. I will give you an extra non-charm die in war for a stratagem roll when that you are getting ready to go per slice of cake that you eat. This cake has 9 slices. You can eat a decent amount at once, but you will probably get a tummy ache if you eat too many. I will just say that, like, don't save up all 9 pieces for the final war roll, because I will give you a tummy ache, ma'am.
All right. Well, I'll pack my cake up that's been packed for me, and guess I'll head out to the Tyrants.
Okay. So next up, do we want to talk about what's eating Vanif Seek? Do we want to settle the curse of Reshfalar? Have Dunstan check in?
I would love to find about this curse stuff.
Riki, who do you want to call in? Obviously, Balar and Fular should be there. What about their mom?
I certainly
What
think
about
we gotta go.
Ferris?
I certainly think we have to bring this because it was their mom's decision to do this, right?
Partially, yes. Her mom
It's
has
partially her fault.
Yes, her mom does have magics that can overwrite the mind.
Yeah, so certainly her. I imagine Ferris will be there.
Like to be there, since that is my family, but I don't
Certainly.
have to be there.
No, Riki would find you, be like, "Hey, we gotta go do thing. Follow me, because you need to be there for this, because it is your family."
Okay. So we open up on the scene in, I'm going to say probably the Resh Manor, where that Riki, of all people, has called a family meeting. Resh Katala, the mom, interested to see what the new pool boy wants, comes in. Ferris, Balar, and Felar, though, Felar and Balar probably have a pretty good idea. Ferris, on the other hand, maybe not so much.
I would have probably briefed Falar / Ferris before we went to do this.
Okay. Sounds good. So you all sit down. It is an auspicious evening, so to speak. The moon begins to rise as the sun sets, a full moon on the horizon. The time of demons and other things draws nigh. All right, then, dear, what did you call us all here for? You're not here to, I assume that you're not here to confess your love for me.
No. In fact, you're probably not going to like this conversation very much, to be honest with you. But
are you...
We're going to have it.
You're here to confess your love for one of my daughters, aren't you?
No.
Well, it should be Ferris.
Not that either.
Mom, stop.
What? Your sister's already betrothed.
Your sister's also had a choice made for her that's not very fair. And I got beef with that decision. Me and my god got beef with that decision. Riki's gonna put his staff on the wall and take a deep breath and try to relax. Falah shouldn't have ever awoken,
Exalted,
exalted.
taking her second breath.
Yeah, she should never have exalted. And I think I want to know how much you know about her situation.
Well, I mean, dear, it's incredibly rare for twins to exalt, but it is said to have happened. There's no
Interesting.
but I've heard that it's supposedly happened before. And Pilar just kind of looks over and goes, "Mom, he knows."
Yeah, because you know what I can do now? Read. And I pull out like a bunch of notes from a library, like historical records. I throw them on a table. No, there's never been anyone who fucking did that. Fuck you. Now I'm literate. Yeah, no, I scour those fucking history records to the best of my ability. You say it has happened on paper historically? No, it hasn't. You ever wonder why that is? Do you know what happened?
Yeah,
Please don't bullshit me right now. I'm not in the mood for that.
I'm aware of her. I'm aware of what happened.
Say it.
If I do, it will undo all the work that I've done.
It'll undo the decision you made for her that was not yours to make.
The decision that I made was to remove memories.
What did you think was going to happen? You knew that this was going to happen to your daughter.
I believe that we could find a way around it. There is rumor that you can trick demons very easily.
Not this one.
I've learned that now, yes. It's not something that I'm particularly proud of.
She has the right to know. That wasn't your choice to make for her. You need to tell her. Now.
Falar, notably in all of this, looks upset. She is looking between her brother, between you, between her mom, between Ferris, and for a moment she looks to her sister and goes, "Ferris, what in the hells are they talking about?"
I think it's best that we let Riki continue because he would know more about everything.
Yeah, tattoos don't just appear. That's not how that works. No matter how good of a look that is, they don't just show up. And especially not like that. That's the issue we're talking about right now. Isn't that right? And what's her mom's name again?
Katala.
I'm not going to call her first name. That's rude. Is she the head of the family?
Yes, she is.
What's the appropriate title? Matron?
Yes, matron would be appropriate.
Isn't that right? Matron Resh.
Yes, a mark like that doesn't appear on someone just randomly. It's, as you know, it is the mark of Mara. Falar kind of nods. Yeah, it's. I'm not dumb, Mom. I know about that. I've been chosen by a demon. These things happen sometimes. No, dear. We made a deal. You and I. You hadn't. You hadn't.
You were gonna die. Decades before your entire family. You're gonna be left behind. And you didn't want that. So your mom took part of that memory out and tried to fix you. And this is what happened. You were gonna be left behind, and she tried to drag you along without you knowing what was going on.
She looks to you. She looks to her mom. She looks to Balar, and like Balar does not meet her gaze. And she kind of like puts her hands up to her head and just like kind of starts like staring down. And you can see that there's like this moment of like realization about what's going on, as that what had been spoken about this is kind of unlocking some kind of mental blocks that she had, and she just begins to scream.
Who? Falar?
Falar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ricky's just gonna kind of like be nearby without like getting close, just trying to like not say anything, but just like be present, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Ferris would go over to her and try to comfort her the best she could.
Do you put a hand on her? Do you hug her?
I would put a hand on her shoulder, like basically like letting her know I'm there for her, but I don't want her to feel like trapped.
When you put a hand on her shoulder, despite her fire aspected nature, she feels cold. She feels deathly cold, as that she has broken out into an extreme cold sweat. She turns to you and kind of buries her face into your shoulder and just kind of cries and screams.
And Ferris will, when she buries her face into her shoulder, will just kind of like hug her and like pat her head.
I understand how you all felt. I don't, but I'm trying my best to. You took all your love for your daughter and your care, and you made a cage out of it for her. No matter how pretty it is, people don't belong in cages.
Pilar has already had this conversation with you. He is distraught and disappointed and does not meet your gaze, but at the very least, you know that he knows what that you're about. He may be upset with the choices that he and his mother had made in the past, but he's not denying them. Resh, the mother, Resh Katala, however, for all of her earlier nature, suddenly has a seriousness to her, a hard look in her eyes, and she raises the cane and slams it upon the ground with a loud thunk of metal hitting wood. Who are you to come into my home and wreck my family like this? I have worked for decades to make sure that my son and my daughters have had the perfect life that they could possibly have here in Chiaroscuro. The elders before me did their best to disrupt the emissary and Nexus itself, and here you are, some man who could barely read, coming in here to wreck my family? How? And then she slams her cane again. How dare you?
Yes, a beautiful life you've made for your children, with foundations made of glass. You know how I know that you don't know what you've done? Because you were surprised when Bilal was alive. That's how I know.
What is that supposed to mean?
Because if Bilal dies, Falar dies. Didn't know that bit, now did you?
She stops, shocked.
They're
Takes
twins.
a moment.
They're twins. Souls are bound together. And there's no one doing that unless something real fucked up happens. And rest assured, when either of them happen to go, both your children's souls forfeit to that fucking demon you made a deal with. I just want that to not happen.
How do we fix it then?
Someone has to switch. There's no one doing it. There's just replacing the factors of it.
I can't switch with them. If I did, that would drastically shorten their own lives. I'm already easily into my 200s.
Yeah, that makes sense. Brendan, I had a question.
Yeah, sure thing.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how unfuckwithable is Mara?
About for you, I'm gonna say probably about a 6. No, actually, no. I'm gonna say like a 4 or a 5. She is a social demon. She is not. She does have combat capabilities, but she is mostly a social demon. This is not like being like, I'm gonna go get into a naked fist fight with Octavian. This is like,
Okay, so less of a big deal than Octavian. So certainly not like, hey, you can't fight this. You're just gonna like not be a factor. This is compatible.
this is compatible if you're smart about it. So it's like if you want to beat Octavian, you don't beat him in a fist fight. You beat him by running away from him. You beat him by not engaging with him. If you want to beat Sigareth, the player of games, you beat him by not by actually being a better gamesman and not cheating. If you want to beat Mara, you have to either be more subtle than her or trick her. Or, beat her in a all-out brawl because, like, just strength of power is completely applicable in Exalted.
Yeah. Riki kind of like. Hold on. Let me look at a window. Let me look at my own window for a second. How is everyone dealing with this? Everyone present.
Like I said before, Balar is looking down. This is all fairly the same information that he's had. Falar is still crying and freaking out in her sister's shoulder.
And I don't remember what all Riki has told Ferris. If Riki has told Ferris anything, then she's probably kind of avoiding eye contact like Balar. If Riki didn't tell her anything, she would have a very worried expression. I mean, she's still gonna have a worried expression on her face, but more of like a surprised, worried expression while she's consoling Falar.
And Katala has this simmering rage underneath her that was hidden by her her outward persona of being a little ditzy. Now the real elder tyrant has come to play.
Riki kind of like takes a second and like thinks really hard. I'll switch.
They all look to you.
Ferris included.
This is a kind of my whole gig, right? Sorry to disappoint. I'm not a pool boy. I'm an exorcist. I've been fighting demons for a long time now. But she doesn't really have the ability to process this right now, I don't think. I don't. He looks to Bolar. No offense, boss. You're great. You're my boss. I don't. After all that happened with this, after what you guys chose, I don't think I can have my life tied to yours. But, and he kind of looks to Falar freaking out. I can probably protect hers.
Are you suggesting that you're going to take the burden off of me and put it on yourself?
Yeah. It was never about you anyway. It was always about her. That was the job. That was the he kind of like rattles his manacle on his wrist. That's what the boss lady wanted me to do anyway. Save her from a dark fate.
There's silence in the hall for a moment. And then finally, Katala gets up and goes, Fair. Auspicious timing it is anyway that you should come now. I will get the work done to have everything switched over then. Do you mind waiting around for a moment? It'll just take us a few minutes to send out a call.
Take your time. Oh, and it's nice to meet the tyrant, not the matron. Was worried there for a little bit.
I guess I've grown a little bit soft in my retirement. Give me a moment. This will take just a little bit. You see that she goes out and she kind of taps on a flagstone near the pool, and the pool begins to drain. Lucky you, it's a full moon. Come on out, you little bitch. We're changing the deal. You lied to me. And she kind of keeps yelling around the pool area in multiple different languages as she does this. And Riki, you well, you know what? I know that you still have really shitty perception and awareness, so please roll that for me.
Okay, I'm going to use a willpower.
Okay. Get yourself an auto success.
Yes, sir. 4.
Oh, with 4, exactly what you needed. You, but not the crying. Also, Britt, if you wanted to, you can roll as well, since you are on the scene.
You said it's wits and awareness? Or perception and awareness?
Perception and awareness.
There we go. 3. I'm too busy with Falar.
That's fair. So, Falar, Bolar, and Ferris, the 3 Resh siblings, do not notice this, but Riki, of all times, does. Because you've heard this before the last time there was a full moon. The gentle clopping of hooves. And a tap, tap, tap on your shoulder as the beautiful form of Mara is there, in the flesh, for all to see. She yells too loud, doesn't she, Exorcist?
I don't know. I think that's about the right volume, considering everything.
Thank you for taking the time to enjoy our show. If you liked what you heard, why not leave a review or tell a friend about us? It helps get the good word out about the work we put into this show. If you wanted to ask us any questions, you can contact us through Twitter at apairofdicelost or email at apairofdicelost@gmail.com. The theme song for this game is Dragon Dance by Raphael Crux, used under a Creative Commons license. And for making it this far, I saw that cool thing you did, so have some stunt dice.